Okay, great. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Codex Stations Comics Unleashed After Dark. I'm your host tonight, Slav the Sav Guy. Right over there is Dan the Man Kelly, and right below us is the Ric Flair of comics.
Woo!
How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing
Glad
right.
to be here. Look at us. We're starting on time. As November is dwindling. November has not been a good month for me. November needs to go. Needs to be kicked to the curb. So I am looking forward to an hour from now when the page is turned and it's December, baby.
What's the secret word for the showcase again?
We will call it Dark Evening.
Okay.
All right.
Dark Evening it is. And boom, there we are. We're in the pre-show, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome aboard.
Mm-hmm.
How was your guys' Thanksgiving? Was it good?
It's good for me. I had the kids over and had we had pretty good meal, and I had a buddy of mine that was an orphan, a Thanksgiving orphan, invited him, so got to feed him a little bit, so that was good. How about y'all?
Awesome. It was good. It was good. We had a nice little quiet dinner here just for my family, and then we went to my mom's and just had some dessert, which was also good, so worked out pretty good.
Dan, did you get snow where you're at?
Oh yeah, we got a pretty good amount of snow. The first night we got here, we got in like 10 o'clock Wednesday night. Me, my wife and my daughter and my mother-in-law went out of town they wanted to get out of town, so we went to Deep Creek Lake for the weekend. And it snowed last week, but it was all cleared up by the time we got in. So I guess from them shoveling the driveway, like have a big plow come through, there was this huge, or not huge, but there was a big thick patch of snow, like a little mound of it at the end of the driveway. So since there was nothing else, on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, my daughter was excited to play in that. So we went out and played in that. And I was like, well, at least you get something. And then it started snowing later that day, and then all night. And, yesterday we went out and bought her a sled because I didn't forget to bring hers here. But since there was no snow already, we just didn't bring one. So we went to the grocery store and got her one and took her out, and she was sleigh riding and,
Nice.
playing around in the snow and having a lot of fun. And so, yeah, we got a pretty good amount of snow, and she had a lot of fun playing in it. So I'm happy that she got a chance to.
Well,
Nice.
good for you, good for her, and she got snow for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Western Maryland's good for that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, let's get some business out of the way before we start. I'm going to start with this guy over here. This is the man of Instagram. He is our in-house registered CGC artist, Dan the Man Kelly. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you at and what you do?
Yeah, like you said, you can find me on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. Post a few times a week. You guys know the thing. So go check it out if you're interested. There's most everything what's up, Bougie?
Hey, Bouge, what's up?
Yeah, I've been talking to him
Good
throughout
X-Men.
the day today. Most everything that you see on my page, unless it says, that it was done for someone else or it's going to someone else, it is all available. So we'll make fine Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrate presents for those that you care about.
But check out that Swamp Thing. That is
Dan
awesome.
Kelly Art. Dan Kelly Art, yellow label that says Dan Kelly created this. This is the only one of these in the entire world, and Dan can make you an only one in the entire world.
In this universe.
Art himself, in the universe. There you go. So, he can do that for you.
All right, Dan, why don't you introduce that guy below us there?
It is, a cabin. What's up, Adam? Yeah, it is a cabin. It's up at Deep Creek Lake. That's what everything is. But it's nice.
Wait, what's that you hear? You hear something behind him?
Everyone else just went to bed. We just finished watching Elf, and then they all went to sleep, and we gotta be out of here by 11 tomorrow morning. So we got most everything packed. except for
Okay.
a couple random things. But yeah, it is now that Thanksgiving has ended. It is. Welcome, Paul. Welcome to the fun.
Hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, hello, hello.
It is, officially now Christmas season.
Yes, it is.
That's it.
Thanksgiving
That is
coming
true.
on. Black
Got my
Friday
lights up.
coming
Got my
on.
lights up. I'm ready.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we got, Cyber Monday's coming. I think I'll put something up on my Instagram page and see if anybody's interested in. Some Kardashian spirits.
Mhm.
What's
Hey,
up,
Mr.
Mr. Keith?
Hey, Mr. Keith, how you doing? All
But Christmas is upon us.
Yeah.
And, we at Codex have the gift that keeps giving, not just at Christmas, but year round.
All year round.
With the Ric Flair of comics,
Woo!
the curator of the Library of Comics. It's the place where all your comic dreams can come true, as long as your dreams don't involve you actually leaving with any of the stuff that you see.
You can look, but no touch.
If he sees you pick something up, the next thing you're going to hear is, "Diane, get the gun!"
Well, I got to tell him you can check in, but you can't check out. You're leaving with books. I always tell people, I might put you in the hospital. She'll put you in the morgue. So that's what you got to worry about. All right. Well, it's good to be here. Listen, if you want to see me in person, come to Comic Logic. Come to Comic Logic. We're Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. We would love, love, love to see you. These fellas have been there and
Yes.
can say nice things about it. So we're in Loudoun County, Virginia. We would love to see you. If you came in on a Wednesday morning, about 11 o'clock, you can catch me and Mighty Mike Harbor. Our principal owner, Rob Kalin, will be there slinging books. Mike and I will be buying books, holding court, and we would love to see you and make your acquaintance. And so please step in our shops. And I've told you a million times, read comic books, baby, because comic books make you strong. Do some push-ups, too.
How was Mike doing, by the way?
Yeah,
Mike
how's
is
he
doing
doing?
really well. Well, I went to see him on Sunday, watched the game with him, and it was good to see him, but that was an ugly, ugly, stupid, crazy game that we watched. And
Yeah.
damn Dallas. And so, but it was good to see him. He's recovering pretty well. He was actually in the shop on Wednesday to pick up his books. So I appreciate that. So those of you who are wishing him well after his surgeries, he's doing well. All right, Marvel versus DC Omnibus. That's a great omnibus to get. I have all the original books, but I'm getting the omnibus just because it's
It's what you do.
Well, actually, I have right. I think it's the amalgam one.
The amalgam one is the one that's getting ready to come out. The other one came out a month ago.
Yeah, well, maybe he's just getting it now because that
Yeah.
seemed like the Marvel versus DC. So that one I passed on to get the other one because those are great books. A little pricey,
Absolutely.
but great books. But it's a wonderful way to have them.
I wanted to get it, but just $150 price tag is
I know
a big thing. And I've got, I counted up, I've got a little over half of the crossover books that are in it. And I looked at it, I was like, for the ones I don't have, other than, the Spider-Man, Superman one and the Batman Hulk one are a little bit pricier, but the other couple ones I don't have, I was like, I can just pick those up and get the originals and I'll have all of them. Now, the cool thing is like all the supplemental material would be nice to have. And the same thing for the amalgam one. But again, it's like, I've got all the amalgam books. It's just 150 is just, and I get it. It's nice. I wish I had money to pick it up.
I have all of those team ups. I have every single one of them, and I still almost got it. So I get it. Yep. There's a ROM collection I think that they just had coming out. Amazon. That that's a good deal.
That is.
For 125. That is a good deal, Paul. So,
I mean, I know the shop me and Sal go to, they said that our subscriber discount would apply to it, but still, it'd probably be about 125. Like that's still, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah.
true. End of December.
See, they should have released at the beginning of December to get it there for Christmas.
Yeah, they should have.
Absolutely missed the boat on that one because that would be a book.
Like I said when they announced this, I really just hope that they all sold well everywhere. so that Marvel and DC will do more.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
just. Also, let's give some love to the Comic Character of the Day site founded by our buddy Archduke Kevy.
Yeah.
So it's the site where we all got acquainted. The Archduke founded that site, and the Archduke, the Archduke is he's a trip. So let's give him some love and thank him for that site. He usually picks the character of the day, but for coming up for the time being, I think Dan is going to fill in for a little bit for him. I think he went on a trip. He's on vacation.
Okay, he's
So,
on a trip, all right.
He's on a trip. So Dan will fill in, pick the character of the day. I usually will pick a cover of the day. And then Dan has a great random panel of the day that is usually so out of context and hilarious that it's wonderful. And
Absolutely.
he also has a great question of the day. So please tune in and see that. And, and there you go. You'll enjoy that. But speaking of enjoyment, you think of the enjoyment you can have in Sal's Comic Corner. Sal in the Slabatorium there is nothing but comic book joy and love. Like he's wearing his Caps sweater. Caps won again. I'm a Caps fan. Dan, are you a Caps fan?
I don't follow hockey a whole lot, but the Caps would be the team I root for. I actually wrote a song about the Caps years and years ago when it was a radio station, a local one that was having a contest to write a new, not jingle, like a fight song for the Caps. And I wrote one, but I didn't get it recorded in time enough to enter it. I think it turned out pretty good. So,
all right. So that was Dan's way of saying if he was going to root for a hockey team, he would root for the Caps.
I mean, I do root for the Caps. I don't have a chance to watch it as much. It's funny when my daughter Emily was born. There's pictures of us in the hospital room. After she's born, of me holding her, watching. I forget which game it was, but watching one of the final. The games were the finals where the Caps were playing the Knights. I'm like saying they're holding her in the room while we're watching the game. Then, so she was born when they won the Stanley Cup. So
there you go.
Well, maybe she'll be a fan and appreciate that that synchronicity to her birth and the.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow.
I can almost tolerate the Flyers better than the other team from Pennsylvania.
Hey,
Pam.
Oh, absolutely. If I had to pick, right. Those other little birds over there in the Western, I can't stand them. I love.
Oh yeah, Bruce Wayne, Agent of Shield. Yeah,
Mr. Keith.
Yeah.
All right,
that was good one, Mr. Keith.
What Paul said about the Batman or about the Marvel DC one, I'm surprised your shop only ordered one. I was talking to Obi, one of the guys that works at our shop, and he said they ordered like a dozen of them, 13 of them, like way more than they order of any other omnibus. And they thought, all right, we'll have this and it'll be like, we'll be able to have it out, for people when they come to buy stuff for the holidays. They sold their last copy of it like 2 weeks ago.
So was that a dozen in just that branch or between the two stores?
But of just their branch.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty, because we did not order that many because that's a big chunk of change right there. And if they don't sell, that's a big book you paid for that's sitting on the shelves.
Yeah, but I think, true. So I mean, it's another shop. If they only ordered one that sold out. Plus, there's the two covers. There's the Jim Lee one and the Perez one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Good stuff indeed. But we got one more thing, Gary. What do we want to give everybody?
Everybody that's watching, if you couldn't tell by looking at us, in your heart that we have all the socials, and we would love nothing better than give them to you.
That's right. That is right. And when you're done with that, as our old buddy Tim Morse would say, when you're too cool for school and you're ordering, when you're making breakfast the next morning, you can order some stuff from the website. Head over to thecodexstation.com, buy some merch, meet the team, and so much more. That's right. Go over to thecodexstation.com and check it out. All right. I think we can go ahead and get this party started then. What do you say, guys?
You do it before
Do it.
Jason gets to Dan.
Yep. Let's see. We gotta find the. There it is. Yeah, no, seriously. All right, here we go, folks. We'll see in about 30 seconds. Oops. Wrong button.
Wrong.
There we are. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Codex Stations Comics Unleashed After Dark. I'm your host, Sal, the Slab Guy. Joining me, as always, is right over there, Dan the Man Kelly, and down below, the Ric Flair of comics, Uncle Gary.
Woo!
How you guys doing?
Doing good. Happy to
Doing
be
good.
here with y'all.
Yes. Let me get that pre-show thing off of there. There we go. Awesome. We are ready to go over some pools, back issues, and then, of course, Uncle Gary's showcase later. So, Dan, why don't you go?
What's the?
Oh, yeah, the
what's
secret
the,
word.
The secret phrase
The
tonight:
secret phrase that pays.
dark evening.
Dark
All right, everybody. That gives you the entirety of the show here to think on it, try and figure out what it is.
Mhm.
You know what? Sometimes we get, me and Sal will guess too. Sometimes we guess it right. Sometimes not. We'll see.
And what you get for guessing right is just the satisfaction of the job.
It's
That's right.
It's one of the old Marvel bullpen no prizes.
That is a no prize. That's exactly
It's a no
right.
prize. Yes, you could drive home and you're no prize tonight.
Yes, you can. And you don't have to pay taxes on it.
That is so true. That is so true.
It's a true freebie.
Dan, why don't you go first and show us your pools this week?
All right. Well, I will start with the DC stuff.
All right.
You want to make the big screen?
Yeah, sorry. Here we go. Hold on. Hold that thought. There you are.
There he is.
In the,
Dan
oh,
at the murder cabin.
who's that behind you in the window?
So, you know what? You're all going to feel real bad if somebody breaks in here and murders me live on here.
No, because I got dibs on your books, man.
Dude, listen, we will until the royalties from this video come in. Because, oh my
Yeah.
God, that's going to go viral, baby.
Oh, yeah, it'll go viral. All right. All right. So, first off, I've read most of the books. I've read most of them already. There's only like a few I haven't read. So, first Justice League Unlimited 1.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really dug this book. Liked it a lot. I don't know if you guys have read it yet.
I've read it. Yep, I liked it.
But did you catch the Super Friends reference in it?
Absolutely.
Yes, I thought that was pretty cool, and also got the blank sketch cover for it too.
Mm.
Need to stop buying these all the time, but something like Justice League, this is a good one to get for me because it's not real hard to try and think of something to put on it, especially now with Justice League Unlimited when they just say it's an army. It's every hero that's part of the league. So I can draw whoever I want on it. So
There you go.
yeah, Paul, I agree. It was a strong week. I got all the books that I got, and there were a few more on the shelf that I wanted to, but like I'm really trying, and all the stuff I'll show, it doesn't seem like I'm limiting myself, but I am trying to not pick up every single book because it'd be like $80 a week if I did. Yeah, there was good stuff this week.
I have tried to limit myself on the variant covers. They're kicking my ass. So I've got to be more selective.
Green Arrow number 18.
Yeah, good book. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. The story was good. The artwork was kind of, so. I'll see how it grows on me. But I was really a fan of the art on the, the first 17 issues. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But this one, Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, number 3, and you talk about variant covers. I know there's all the ones for these, but I mean, I got to pick up the Tim Sale one each week.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
me
nice
too.
one.
This one too. Like this one looks the colors on this look so great. And I like how on the back of it that it shows you the where is it in here? It was that it shows you the original, that Tim Sale did, and then you can compare that to how they colored it for the actual book.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I got it, and and it's got the cool little thing on the back cover too.
Yep,
I dig that. And also the new Detective Comics 1091. I don't know if you guys have read it yet.
I haven't.
Fantastic issue.
Nice.
So good. The artwork is great. The story is really good. I'm just, I made my feelings known on Detective Comics the past year or so, and or over a year. But I'm so enjoyed that book. Really happy to see Detective getting back to being good again in my eyes.
Yeah.
That's it for DC. For Independence, got a couple of the Ghost Machine books. This one, the Hornsby and Halo.
Yep.
Wow, that is. Yeah, I've had those weeks too, Paul. That's what made me decide. Like, I just gotta. I can't.
Sometimes, Paul, I'm like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim Sale. I like I said before, I'm not a huge Tim Sale fan, but his Batman stuff was top notch.
Mm-hmm.
But so Hornsby and Halo, I dug this. Did you guys read it yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, I did.
Not
I like.
It's what they announced the premise of. They took like the little kid from hell and have him raised on Earth, or have her raised on Earth by a good family, and took the little boy from heaven, had him raised on Earth by kind of a not so good family, and against to kind of see the whole nature nurture thing. Kind of reminds me a little bit of what they did with Orion and Mr. Miracle with Highfather and Darkseid, but still it was a pretty cool first issue. And also
Booge, I'm a big Tim Sale fan, so I'm with you 100%.
Under $40 this week. That's good.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Especially with the price of books now. Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we did have a big back issue sale on
nice.
Yep.
Hyde Street #2. This was awesome.
I love that cover though.
It's my book of the year.
Yeah, this was so good. Yeah, and there was the other cover, right, Sal, the one with the X-ray, Mr. X-ray on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this. Oh my God, this was so good.
And that cover is a Norman Rockwell homage.
Yeah,
it is.
Also got Flash Gordon #4. This has been a really fun book so far too.
Flash.
Oh.
Ming being Ming, Flash being Flash. This one, I didn't get a chance to read this one yet, Void Rivals, but I'm anxious to jump into that because this has been a really, really cool book so far.
Yep. Very solid series.
Yeah, see, for me, I can't give Hyde Street Book of the Year because by the time we do the Codex Awards, there's only going to be the 2 issues. Maybe the third one will be out by then. It's just not enough issues for me to give it like Book of the Year. But
we have different standards, my friend. If it's that good, it's getting acknowledged by me. But I get your point. But I'm jumping the gun. I loved it.
Like you said before, very Twilight Zone-esque.
Well, and I have not seen the interview itself, but I have heard that there is an interview where John says, yes, it's inspired by his love for Twilight Zone. So that makes it even more important for me.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And the new issue was awesome. Uncanny X-Men 6. Didn't get a chance to read this one yet. I'm split so far on the first few issues of this series. Of all the X-Men books, this was the one I decided to pick up because it's got the, of all the team members, this was one where I like all the characters on this team as opposed to some of the other books where I was like, oh, there might be 2 characters I care about and some I don't know or some that I just don't really like or stuff. But this one I was like, all right, Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, Nightcrawler, Wolverine. I like all of them.
Yeah,
but,
that's awesome.
The first story arc I thought was okay.
I thought it was a cool villain though.
Yeah, it was a cool villain. The story arc itself was okay. I get that they're doing this to like rebuild or not rebuild, but like bring on some new students.
Mhm.
I just don't know at this point, like, do we really need a whole new group of new mutant characters introduced, when there's so many out there after the Krakoan thing, and there's so many that are just not getting used at all. But, they're trying to rebuild the school, and they're going to do that crossover with the other X-Men book coming up soon. So,
Well, also Gail Simone probably wants to have her hand in the creating some X characters that'll stand the test of time. So I'm sure that's a bit of a vanity project for her to have creations.
I mean, who wouldn't? If they
Yeah.
came to me and were like, "Hey, we want you to write X-Men, or we want you to write Avengers," the first thing I'm doing is like, all right, I'm picking the characters I want to put in there, and then the next thing is, what character can I create to put in here
Mhm.
that I
Yep.
can hopefully make popular enough that will stay as part of the of the mythos, that
Right.
will stay as part of this long after I'm left. Because I mean, isn't that what every creator on these big books,
Right.
it's
Hence my point why they're not using the existing characters that they've
Yeah.
created, these new characters. She's wanting to add her, play her hand and add something to it.
Yeah. Also got Ultimate Black Panther 10.
Cool.
Have not read this one yet. So yeah, like I said, those are like the 4 I haven't read. I did read this one, Mystique #2, who we will be doing Character of the Week on in just a few days.
Yeah.
That's right. Next week.
But there's a really cool cover where Avalanche is like
Get ready to bite her in the
Avalanche.
butt.
Yeah. So that's first couple issues of that are pretty good so far. Then the last book I got, I haven't read, but it's the one I'm most excited to read. It's West Coast Avengers #1.
You're a big West Coast Avengers guy,
Yes, I am, and
especially the original team.
Yes, and when they did that last West Coast Avengers book, I was gonna get it, and I just looked at it. I'm like, this team is a joke, and I kind of flipped through the first issue and in the shop and kind of read it a little bit, and I was like, this is just goofy and stupid, and I didn't pick that up, but I'm hoping that this one will be good. It looks like it should be. So
Okay. Very cool.
yeah, I feel you, Paul. It seems like every time I decide I'm going to cut stuff back, especially now with DC putting all this stuff out, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll give this and this and this a try. And I'm like, God damn it, I was trying to cut back.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm going to cut back. And I see the ads in the back of DC. I'm like, oh, Challenges of the Unknown. That looks pretty cool. Like, oh, Metamorpho. I'll pick that up. I'm like, God damn it, you're supposed to be cutting back, not adding more. So that's it for me this week.
All right. Uncle Gary, you want to go next?
Sure.
All right, hang on. Gonna get you full screen. There you go.
All right. There we go.
Yeah, Pam. Mystique should be a good book.
Yes.
It'd be a good one.
I think, a good character of the week, too.
Yeah.
You'll see some Greg Horn covers there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So here's the Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. Here are the 4 new mutants she has created. So
Yep.
we'll see if they stick around or not. A little bit of interest there. I like Gail Simone. Amazing Spider-Man.
Read it. Loved it. Did you?
It's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
I gotta say, I like the Tombstone fight better than what we're doing here. It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Is
All
that
right.
is that the first issue with the new creative team?
Second.
The second, okay.
I
Is he
kinda-
still the sad sack that Zeb Wells wrote him to be?
Not yet.
He's the Spider-Man Sorcerer Supreme Apprentice. So I'm having a hard time with that whole idea. So that just is not what I usually think of when I read Spider-Man. So it's okay. I'm buying it. I'll buy every damn issue. Let's see. What's the legacy numbering? Let's see. Where are those glasses? All right. Well, the legacy numbering that I can't read looks like it's 956. It's 956. It's 956. Considering I have the previous 955 issues, I have to keep getting every damn one.
Plus Amazing Fantasy.
Plus
Plus Amazing Fantasy.
Yep. Iron Man 2. I have read all
which is also Uncle Gary's nickname for his comic collection, Amazing Fantasy.
Amazing Fantasy. There we go. Or Chamber of Chills. All right. There we go. West Coast Avengers 1. I read it. It's kind of interesting. I miss not having more of the old gang around, and Ultron has an Avenger does not make me have good feels, so I don't trust it. So
that's the only thing I was kind of wondering with it. I was like, you got 2 Iron Man characters and Ultron in it. Like, you essentially got 3 of the same characters in it. So,
yep, I agree. So, Spirits of Vengeance.
Cool.
All right.
Nice.
So, got some Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch in there together. I got the latest issue of Hulk, which is the 800th Legacy issue.
Yep.
Cover's so cool.
Yep. So,
I forgot to pick that up. I knew I was forgetting something.
Yep. So it's a larger volume because it's got extra bonus stuff in there since it's the 800th. The 800th issue. Let's see. We'll go to independent stuff. This came out a little bit ago. I just hadn't picked it up. This is Airboy Comics from the Air Fighters comics, early Airboy stuff from the 40s.
Oh, nice.
Reprinted. So, I dig me some Airboy. So I have a couple Golden Age issues of Airboy, the real
Nice.
books.
How many issues does that cover?
Oh, let's see what we cover here. It's the Softie, and I just reordered volume 2 of this. So this is covering formerly Air Fighters. Here we go. This is exciting. I know. As I read.
Well, people want to know.
Yeah, people want to know. So, usually they have a thing on the top that tells you how many. I'm going to say, because it's reprinting all the ads and everything on this, I'm going to say it's doing these 4 here.
Okay.
And remember, these books, these Golden Age books were 64 pages a piece. So it's not just printing the Airboy stories, it's printing the whole 64-page comic.
Right.
So, and those early Airboys are expensive. So that was independent. Like Dan, I got Hornsby and Halo. This is the B cover.
Nice.
So
I like that. That's pretty cool.
yep. So I like the book. So we got Frankenstein.
That's a cool book. That's a cool
Yeah.
cover.
Universal Monsters. This is the book that's got the great scene where Frankenstein wants to see. What's the Batman book on your right with Poison Ivy? That is a Batman Gotham Knights, and that is a great cover. Let's see, that is a great cover by Boland. So Batman Gotham Knights number 15. Boland was the one that covers there, and that is a fantastic cover. Good eye. Yeah, Frankenstein cover's good. Yeah, this is the book where he teaches a little girl to swim. We all know how that worked out, right? So
So is that what that book is? It's adapting the original Mary Shelley book.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that's what it was.
Yep,
Or
that's what it is. The Universal Monster. So, Frankenstein, swim instructor, epic fail. All right. Creep Show. There you go.
That's awesome.
This looks almost exactly like the thing that's peering in the window behind Dan right now.
Right now. Glowing eyes and all.
That's right. So this is the Mr. X-Ray cover.
There it is. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're talking about. The C cover I almost got was a Scream variant. I mean, it's the Scream famous painting was very.
Yeah.
This is the Norman Rockwell.
Right.
This was a great issue. Look at
Yeah.
the dog. Look at the dog down there eating an arm, a severed arm. This was a great issue. Pranky, up to his just most pain in the ass self. Very good. And even though this has only got 2 issues, if we're picking book of the year, this is my book of the year.
All right.
2 issues in, it's got me that hooked that I just couldn't wait for that book to
You guys are going to make me start picking up that book, aren't you?
It's only 2 issues out so far, man. It's really good. It's really
matter
good.
of fact, I sold us out of that book. When we had
Oh.
LotCon, we had about 7 or 8 copies. I sold that book out by talking it up that day. I even got rid of one of the variant covers on the wall that was like $20 because we didn't have any of the others, and they went and got that.
Nice.
So,
I was there when he sold one of them.
yeah, so I was selling the shit out of that book.
Because he looked back, he was talking, whoever the woman was, and he looked back at me and he was like, right,
Jamie.
man. I was like, yeah, that book's really good. You'll really enjoy it.
Yep, that was for Jamie. All right, so the only books I haven't read are these 6 here. I've not read my Action Comics, which has got some Phantom Zone shenanigans going on there. Oh, let me show this too. I got the Teen Titans Beast World trade.
Oh,
That's
nice.
and that was a pretty cool storyline. I enjoyed
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I enjoyed the Beast World storyline, so I got that trade. So the Superman, the Action dealing with the Phantom Zone. I haven't read the Harley Quinn yet.
And I like the Phantom Zone thing that they had in that one panel in the first issue of Justice League, or it was like the big Maximum security door.
Mm-hmm. And last week, I showed one of the books I got I got at the Frederick Schaff show. It was an adventure comics, and it was the first Phantom Zone book, mention of the Phantom Zone,
Right.
and the first mention of Zod. So
There you go.
that's
That was
pretty
a
cool.
good issue.
Got the new Flash, so that was a kind of probably a minor key to get. I haven't read that Flash yet. I look forward to reading this since Dan gave it such a great review.
Oh,
Yep.
So good. The artwork in it is so good. I love it.
I do like that art. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
The colors, the colorist they got on there working with him is just gorgeous.
I have not read this Nightwing yet. I've enjoyed this title quite a bit.
Bloodshot, little bloodshot action there.
Yeah, they like Grayson to show his little cheeks off.
I
haven't read
debated
this-
on getting that Nightwing. I was like, because I got the first issue of the relaunch. I was like, do I need to add another book?
Nightwing, I've enjoyed that title, through the old regime and this one. Superman, and I tell you what, they
they didn't have that at our shop. Was that this week?
yeah, that was this week.
Oh,
And the issue
Let's hope
before
that-
this, they tie in an old Legion villain, which I thought was really cool. So I'm not going to give it away to anybody, but a Legion of superheroes villain I thought was great. Now, unlike Dan, I really dug this new art on this book. Really liked it a lot. So, so Dan's iffy on it, but I really like the art in this Green Arrow. So I'm looking forward.
Like I said, it's not. I didn't dislike it. I just.
Well, you're just not sure yet. It's just
I'm not sold on it yet. I need to
Yep.
see some more.
yeah, and that's fine. Well, again, we all have different tastes, different styles, but yeah, let's see. And that looked like it was a red bat symbol on there, didn't it? It's a glow. He's got something in his hand that's glowing.
Yeah,
Looks
Yeah.
like.
it's just the coloring effect that's on there.
Yeah, it's a glow. So a Green Arrow alternate cover I got was this
Oh,
shirt.
nice.
I didn't see
I
that.
like that. That wasn't in our shop either.
Yeah. So I thought that was a nice Green Arrow Black Canary and foily goodness as Sal is. Yep.
100%
that is-
foily goodness.
Good job on buying that. Power Girl. So I'm not gonna say I really love the story, but there are other reasons I get this book.
There's two good reasons.
There's a couple good reasons. I mean, that's just a great cover though. Look at that.
It is.
Oh, you know what? Frank Cho just posted on Instagram another one of his outrage covers that he did with Power Girl. I'll have to snapshot it and send
No,
it to you.
please do. How about this variant? I love
That's
it.
pretty cool. I like that.
Look at that. My goodness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The Batman Gotham Knights cover. I know. I mean,
That's what he said. What he got for 7.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got you. Little Silent Night action. Got Santa. Santa is back. Santa is back in town. So
Yep.
I'm a sucker for DC and Santa, and this little mini series last year was a lot of fun.
Yep. I'm with you on that.
Love boob.
Those.
Pam, I know.
So you didn't
I'm
get
a bad guy that I love boob windows.
you didn't get the special secret polybagged edition of it, the scratch that they said was a scratch and sniff.
No, I didn't get that because I knew that would be the death of me.
Because
So,
I asked him, I was like, "Why is this $6 more than the regular?" And like, "Oh, it's because it's a scratch and sniff." And somebody in the shop asked what it smells like. I said, "It probably smells like disappointment when you realize you spent an extra $6 on it just for something to go."
mhm.
Smells like disappointment.
That's right. Smells like disappointment. Here's the second Sal to their fault. This is the Wonder Woman Absolute second issue. I enjoyed it quite a bit, so I'm still happy with the Wonder Woman there. The Black Canary, Best of the Best by Tom
Oh.
King. I thought this was a very interesting read. Again, when King does things, it's I think it's best out of continuity. This is probably in continuity, but I enjoyed the setup and the premise as to why she's in a fight. So I liked it.
Is that an ongoing or a
An ongoing.
mini?
Well, if it's a mini, I guess it could be a mini, but it's definitely not a one shot because there's more to come. Best of the Best. It's probably a mini. I would imagine it's a mini, but not. That's mainly what Tom King does. So Batman Long Halloween. I love the pumpkin behind him. Like Dan says, so that's one cover. But of course, can't get that.
Tom King's also one of the writers on the Green Arrow show that they're doing too.
What Green Arrow show?
The one with Kyle Chandler and the other one, the one that they announced as part of the new big DCU thing that's going to be on HBO Max.
And it's Green Arrow or Green Lantern?
Green Lantern. Did I say Green Arrow? I meant
Yeah.
Green Lantern. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Green
gonna say, I hadn't
Lantern.
heard about that. Also got Justice League Unlimited, like Dan did.
Loved it.
Also got Justice League Unlimited, Jim Lee cover.
That's nice.
As I'm not getting all the covers, alternate covers. Yeah, there we go. There's another Justice League Unlimited.
That's
Nice.
nice. That's cool. Let me guess. Another Justice League Unlimited?
No, but I got another Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, that one's cool.
I like that one. That one's pretty cool.
Do you?
It's a wraparound?
You
It's a
like it?
wraparound?
You really like it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a tribute to when they did the
Yes.
the Brad Belcher series.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So
Pretty cool.
listen, I had to
Whoa.
stop
Slow
myself.
down.
It's with these card stock things are fun. I had to stop myself from getting two of them so I could display this on the front side of the bag and
Yeah.
this on the back side of the bag. So I only got one, but I almost got two.
I think
You
you
know
should have
what they
got
need
two.
to do? They need to make bags and boards where you can display a book by putting it like this and still put it in the bag and board.
I also got Batman Brave and the Bold. I've enjoyed this title, Square Bound, and they have like 4 different stories in here. So, it's got some Wonder Woman, some Plastic Man. So, I like this title.
Yep.
Yes, I did see that, Paul, and I almost got it. The cover underneath it was pretty fun too, but it just, like I said, I got at least 8 variant covers this time, so that was one of the ones that didn't make the cut. And that one would have been tragic because the Christmas wrap variant is pretty cool, and you almost don't want to take it out of there.
Yeah.
So, but they almost got me on that one, Paul. So if you got it, good on you, because it was certainly tempting for me. So,
And that, like I said, that's the one that they said it was. They told me at the shop was a scratch and sniff.
All right. Very good. All right. Is that all your books for this week? All right.
just
I-
for me.
Oh wow!
I
I'm
will-
surprised you didn't get the Justice Society omnibus that came out.
What?
Oh yeah, we saw that at the shop, didn't we?
I didn't
tried
see
to
it.
talk
Sometimes our deliveries are a little late. We got one Wednesday. What was in the omnibus? What was it collecting?
It was issues of. I can't remember if it was JSA or Justice Society, but it was issues of that. Plus, it was also a bunch of tie-in issues. So it had like the different secret files and origins. Had a couple of those. I remember when they did those series of books where it was like the old style books when it was
Yep.
like Adventure Comics or something. It would be Hour
Right.
Man, Doctor Midnight, and that and like Hawkman and the Atom. They had all of those in it. It had, I want to say it had like 30 something issues in it between Justice Society, the book, and like all these other tie-ins like JSA, Our World at War, and stuff like that. But I mean, it was a big omnibus for like, it was like $80. So I thought that the price of it was decent for what you got for it.
Considering I have all those in omnibus form already, so I
Kind of redundant.
I'm not kind of redundant, so I won't get it again.
Well, that's what I told Sal. I was like, I've already got all these issues.
Yeah.
I said, but you don't. You should pick this up.
Well, help Sal spend his money.
Yeah, help me spend my money. Like I need an excuse to buy comics. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for my pools
That's what
this
I'm
week,
here for, buddy, to help.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. All right. So I also got the Hornsby and Halo book.
Yes. Good book.
Terminator #2.
Oh, that's a great cover. Look at that. That is a
Mhm.
great cover.
It'd be better if the Terminator was in foil.
Yep, I know. There was no foil for the Terminator this time. Void Rivals, also great book, solid story.
You read
I
it
got-
already?
No, I have not read this one yet. I haven't
Oh,
read this one yet. So Batman Long Halloween. This is the
got
B
the
cover,
Yeah,
Joker cover.
I mean,
Nice.
Riddler.
Yeah, Riddler. I'm sorry. Yep. Mhm.
Me too.
And I got the also got the same back, but yep. And look at this! I also got a Justice League of America, the foil version.
You got the foil. That's what
This is the
happened.
wraparound foil version. So
Yep. Very good.
there we go. I also got Green Arrow. I have not read this yet, but I do enjoy the book. So
Can't
Definitely.
believe you didn't get the. Did you get the foiling one?
no, they didn't have it. I don't know if our shop is cutting back on the foils or not because I only got really those. I got one more foil to show you a little bit later. So also got the Detective Comics 1091.
I thought
I
the
got-
Green Arrow was interesting, the kind of face mask that they added to his suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
There it
I
is.
did.
There it is, Paul. Yeah.
Boosh, the first issue wasn't bad. It would be, it was interesting enough for me to pick up the second one. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So-
You always hate to take that bag off of it, right?
Yeah, no, but I'm going to because
What you got to do is you just got to get a pair of scissors and just cleanly cut it at the top so
Yeah.
you can like take it out and still save the rest.
I've got a knife around here that'll do the trick just fine.
So that
All right.
since Bougie asked about that Terminator book, what's the premise of it? Like, does it fit in with one of the movies, or is it its own kind of thing?
I think it's its own kind of thing. I think it really is its own kind of thing. For me, yeah, it's its own kind of thing. I'm not going to give away anything, but it's its own kind of thing. I don't think it follows the movies at all.
Is it in a bad robot that kills humans?
Gary,
Is that-
come on.
Or did I give it away? Damn it.
All right, so moving on to Marvel, I also got the Mystique issue.
It looks like he's gonna bite that butt.
I know, doesn't he? I actually, when I first saw this, I was like, "Why is Iceman trying to bite her butt?" And then I realized it was Avalanche. So. All right, so I got the Incredible Hulk, huge
Mhm.
size book.
Yep.
Does the guy ever clip his nails? I don't think so.
I of course not. He bites him. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that book.
All right, so I also got Uncanny X-Men #6. Well,
Yeah.
I hope they keep those JLA going by focusing on different characters on specific missions with some regulars versus giant epic stories. It could be like Brave and the Bold, but they need to have it each other's number. Yeah, I agree.
I think they're taking a page out of what the TV show did, the Justice League Unlimited, where that's what they
Yes.
did. They would tailor that episode toward a certain group, on a certain mission.
Yeah,
I hope they do that too. And I could already see a big storyline coming down the road when Superman says, or somebody says something about it being like, the most I think Superman says the most powerful force, in the universe, and it's a super army. I was like, that's really cool, but this is going to be something that later on that people are going to look at and say, you built yourself an army with no regulation. There's like, I could already see that, years down the pike being another
story. Yeah. All right, so moving on, I got Iron Man #2, but I have not read this one yet. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. I got Amazing Spider-Man number 62, The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. So I liked it because Doctor Strange is featured in it, so it's interesting. The writing is a lot better than what with Zeb Wells. So the fighting Tombstone thing was amazing. Was pretty epic.
I did like that.
And there is fighting in this, but not to that level. Where that was more of a street fight. The fight that's going on right now for Amazing Spider-Man is more supernatural. Okay.
And I think it's just I was never a huge Doctor Strange guy, so I think that takes away a little bit.
Right. All right. So of course I've got Venom War number 5 variants coming soon from HCC, but that was cool. That Venom War is wrapping up now, which has been pretty good.
So did I, Boosh. Love that cartoon.
Yes, same
I
here.
own them. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm with you, baby.
So my other foiling goodness pickup.
Look at that shiny, nice.
Yes. So like that.
Very cool.
All right. So neither of you guys had back issues?
Nope.
No.
All right. So I'll go ahead and show off my back issues then. I'll just stay big screen then. All right.
Stay big screen.
Stay big screen. We got Supernatural Thrillers number 12.
Oh, look at that Living Mummy you got. That is great.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to complete that series. I don't have that one yet. Good job.
All right. So next up is the Frankenstein Monster number 9.
Oh, with Dracula on.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good. That's very cool.
Dracula.
And the
Did you say
series
Dracula?
went long.
Did you say Dracula? Because I got a 2 of Dracula
Nice.
for 49. Oh,
Look at that.
yep. And I have to show this one off, but I got it last week, but I did not open the package before, and Dan showed off his copy, but I got the Rogue's Kingdom.
Nice.
Nice.
Mhm.
Did you read it yet?
Not yet. I'm going to sit down and read it. It's a thick book. There's a huge story in that.
What's the writer? Is that James Robinson that wrote that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And yeah, and there's the letter that came with it to kind of,
Look at those slabby goodness.
One
In
thing
the-
for that Rogues Kingdom 2, Sal, is
Yeah.
it's I don't know if you flipped through it yet. There's the story, and then there's like a 5 or 6 page that's just like all prose story where they said they're going to do one of those in each issue that just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
just kind of tells like separate stories from this world to kind of like to help build it up.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. That's true. So I think there's 3 stories in all total, if I remember right, in this book.
No,
Is there 3? There's only the 2.
there's the main story.
Yeah.
There's the prose story,
Yeah.
and then there's the last few pages are just like character designs.
Okay. All right.
you know,
So there's
showing
only
him-
2.
Yeah, doing like the main character designs.
All right. These slab books coming up, I'm going to show you right now. Let me give a little bit of love to Kent Hubbs. He is the guy that does my pressing and cleaning. Back in August, CGC was offering a sale on pressing and cleaning, or I'm sorry, grading of vintage books, and vintage being pre-1970. Okay. And so I sent these to Kent, and he took a look at them. He goes, I'll see what I can do. This is the worst one that came out of the bunch, but it's still a great book to have and a great book to show off.
Yep.
There we go.
That is a great cover.
Yep.
People are more familiar with the cover
Number 8.
preceding that, where Speedy is shooting up, but that's the second one in that
Right.
that book, and that is just a comic history right there. That book.
Absolutely, 100%.
Neil
I
Adams.
also have this in Raw
nice.
too. What's that?
I said for a 3.5, it looks nice.
I know, and I actually thought that we would get more, but I think there was some stuff that couldn't come out. He said there were some creases to the cover, like you probably can't see it, but I got a crease going right through Green Arrow, like an arrow.
But that book presents very well.
It does, and it's like you said, it's a part of comic history,
Mhm.
and I don't even care that I got the 3.5. That's
And it could be,
bottom.
it could be stuff inside the book too. It could be like
True.
torn pages, bent pages. Somebody drew mustaches on Hal Jordan or something.
Give him a dirty Sanchez. What?
Yeah.
Anyhow,
That's
All
better
right.
than Rusty Trombone.
it's true. That's true. Next up is Green Lantern number 34.
Yep.
Okay.
Now that book there is a really great cover. I think I showed y'all. I have a copy of that looks like it just now came off the newsstand.
Yeah, you do.
It
Yeah,
is
you
an amazing. I mean, it would probably be like a 9.6 or more. It's so glossy and everything, but that is a really cool cover.
Yeah,
It is. All right. Next up is Avengers number 48. Look at that, Black
Yeah.
Knight.
Nice.
Black Knight, look at that nice cover.
Mm-hmm.
I always love when you see like these older books, like
Mhm.
when they miscolored stuff on them, like how many different hair colors did Scarlet Witch have, and like, oh yeah, Black Knight's got a yellow cape and.
I know. And this one, to tell you the truth, in my opinion, this one looks worse than that Green Lantern book, because there's like, if you can see all the way up in the corner, there's some like a bent
Mhm.
part of the corner there, and it's like, how did that even score a 6? But whatever.
Take it.
Not gonna.
Yeah.
All right, here's the final book, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna get ready for this one. Thanks to Uncle Gary. Let's give you a little prop here, Uncle Gary, because you found me this book at Big Lick show, if I remember right.
From
Here it
Dave.
is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Swamp Thing
Nice.
number 9.
Look at that. Looks beautiful. And I'm jelly. My best, or I only have 2 graded ones, and
Yep.
it's a 9.4 is the highest graded one I have. So you are ahead of me, my friend.
Ah,
So it's
not a
beautiful.
competition, but it's a beautiful book to show off.
It is a beautiful book.
Mhm.
And you got a great deal on that book.
Yeah, if I remember right, it was less than $40.
It was 35.
35.
You got it for 35.
That's right. So I
And
got.
then I went
35.
back and bought the other one he had.
Bought the other one. Yep.
Now I have 13.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I bought another one last week that I showed.
All right. That is it for my back
Nice.
issues and everything like that. So are we good to go ahead and start the showcase?
Sure.
All right.
Were you
Okay.
going to discuss a Green Lantern, though? I thought you were going to discuss.
Oh, I thought we would if it was just the 2 of us. I was looking for
Okay.
material to fill in.
I found that on my floor. yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you got 13 of them, you're always stepping near one. You got to be careful where you walk.
Yep.
Black Knight is my guess for the Dark Evening Showcase. I've never
Oh.
gotten it right there. Oh, Pam, that's a pretty good guess.
That is.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
Hey,
Adam.
thank you, Adam. Appreciate
Thanks.
that. All right. Had to renew. Thank you for
Yeah.
renewing up.
Dark
All right, then.
Evening.
Dark Evening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and wrap up the Comics Unleashed After Dark version of the show tonight. Stick around because we're going to jump right to Gary's showcase.
Showcase, baby.
So, but let's go ahead and put you big screen first before we run your intro.
All right,
All
let's do it. I love
All
that
right.
music.
Stand by for Uncle Gary's showcase.
Oh, yeah, love that music. Shout out to Pam. That was a great guess. Though if I'd done Black Knight, it might have been Ebony Paladin. Might have been my phrase. But
So real quick, does anybody else want to give a guess on what they think it could be? It's a Dark Evening, right?
Dark Evening.
I'm going to say Blackest Night.
That's a good guess.
I'm going to say there's no way that this is right. I'm just going to take a stab and say it's a bunch of comics based on Dark Shadows.
Ooh, Barnaby. You're channeling some Barnaby Collins there.
There you go.
Really good. I will say that a Dark Evening is a precursor to a Blackest Night.
Oh.
Sal, good for Sal. So we're going to show some Blackest Night. I thought we were going to talk a little Green Lantern here, so I was going to tie it
Yeah.
in.
Right.
You know, so here we go. This is the free comic book day, Blackest Night 0, that kicked off what I think is, in my opinion, I think this is the greatest crossover event. I mean, as much as
Man.
Christ were great and all that, I just loved this so much. So on the back side of this, I have the director's cut of Blackest Night.
Yep.
Oh, nice. I got the 0, but I don't have that one. That's cool.
Yep.
I have that one. That's pretty cool.
Got the director's cut. So we're going to show the Blackest Night. Here's number
Yeah.
1.
That's looks like he's vomiting death
That's
rings.
cool.
Yep. And I may end up putting these in Gerber bags and boards to make them even more special.
Yep.
Even though the more modern books, you don't need it. You don't need the Gerber bags like you do the old ones because they don't deteriorate the same way.
Right.
But it just makes any book in any era shine. Look at that. So
Nice.
good. 3. There we got 4.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't have Blackest Night, there is an omnibus that collects everything.
Yep, there is.
And so worth it. So great. Look at these wonderful covers.
Yeah, that's nice.
And and it having all these great, Green Lantern light cores. 7. Such a good cover. That guy there, Ray
Oh
Palmer.
yeah, where they all
There
had
you
the
go.
different rings.
Yep.
Mhm. Ray Palmer will be our comic character of the week in a couple of weeks too.
Yeah.
That's true.
That Adam. So Blackest Night there. There we go. Number 8. And let's see. So this was a variant cover of 8. So that's an 8. Yeah. And then this was another 8. The thing that was really great about Blackest Night too was every tie-in. I mean, every tie-in. Usually it's a cash grab for tie-ins, right?
Right. Yep.
That had maybe a little bit to do with it, but it's not a great story. Every damn tie-in to Blackest Night was phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
those were really good ones.
So here's the
Mhm.
Blackest Night here.
Untold
The Untold
Tales.
Tales of Blackest Night. Here is
Reyes was the cover artist on a
yes,
lot.
yes,
Yep.
absolutely. He sure was. Here's the Tales of the Core.
Yep.
The JSA. Look at that.
Yep.
Oh, look how great that is. Oh my goodness. So, like I said, every damn tie-in. Here's Tales of the Core 2
Mm-hmm.
and JSA 2.
Yep.
Look at that. So I was combining not only the different numbers but the different titles. Here's Tales of the Core 3.
Yep.
That's a lot of boobage there.
That is.
Core
Yeah.
3.
That's a cool
Speaking
cover.
of boobage, look at
I
that.
know.
Jim. Oh, but what a great cover.
Yeah.
God, so good. So good. JSA 3. So now we go into that they reached 3-issue minis. So there's Superman,
Yep.
Black Knight, and Smallville. These were so good. Number 2. I mean, there's a scene where there was a book where Connor Kent is trying to save Ma Kent from the Black Lanterns coming for her. That was just so amazing.
Yeah.
There's number 3. Got Crypto. Yeah, I love this story, Bushi. All right, here's the Blackest Night Batman.
Yep.
Now, issue 1. Blackest Night Batman issue 2.
Yep.
And 3. Another fantastic cover.
Indeed.
But
Yep.
those are at his parents' grave. And then Blackest Night Wonder Woman.
Yep.
So good. Blackest Night Wonder Woman versus Murrah. 2. And then let's see, here's Wonder
There
Woman
we go.
Sapphire. There we go. 3. Now we segue into the Titans one.
Yep.
Beast Boy and Terra. This one. God, that's horrific. Wonder
Yeah.
Girl.
That was what they
Wonder
put her
Girl's
through.
dead
and that was
baby.
rough.
Yeah, that was really rough. There we go with Dove,
Mm-hmm.
with the Titans, and then what was here we go, the Flash.
Yep.
I love the colors on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh
monochromatic.
yeah, Scott Collins. That was
Yeah.
great.
Scott Collins, who drew Dan, a wonderful Thor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what they did to Captain Boomerang's son in that book was, that was rough.
Yeah.
Mm.
Blackest Night 3. And then here's what was really cool. So Blackest Night, dealing with the Dead Lanterns, they even had one-shots on dead titles. So the last issue of Phantom Stranger was 41. So here's Phantom Stranger 42.
Oh wow.
Really cool. So it's a dead title. Starman ended at 80. So here was Starman 81.
Ah, Gary, you got me beat.
Shade on
'Cause
there?
I was one for one with you until you got to these issues.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So these were the last issues of these dead, of dead titles where they added books.
That's awesome.
Adam and Hawkman 46.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yep. So also Suicide Squad 67.
nice.
Yeah. And so just, I just thought that was a really cool concept to do it. Power Shazam 48.
Oh, man.
Yep. One I really dig that they did was Weird Western Tales 71.
Oh, that's
Oh
cool.
wow.
Mm-hmm. So just, to have all those great Western characters from there. So I just thought it was really cool to go that route. Catwoman 83 with a great Adam Hughes cover.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I like that.
There you go. And the Question 37.
Nice.
So really cool. So did you not have any of those, Sal?
None of the dead issues. No.
6, 8. There's 8 of them.
Well, now I'm going to have to get them.
Now you're gonna have to get it, baby. And then I had a few more alternates that kind of tie in. This one isn't really a Blackest Night, but since it's, Dan, we can talk about Christmas now, right?
Yeah.
The Larfleeze
Larfleeze.
Christmas special. Let's see who did that.
He's asking if it was Tony Harris.
Let's see. I tell you what, I don't see the Harris signature on here, but I tell you what, it sure looks like Tony Harris to me.
Yeah.
So it sure looks like it. And you're right. And Pam, that is awesome.
Yeah.
There's
100%.
The Atom and Hawkman were really good friends, and the Atom had a trick where he would go through the phone lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where there was a skeletal Hawkman and Hawkgirl waiting for him as he was going to come through the phone lines to them, and it was like, oh shit, don't go there, don't do it, don't do it. 2 more alternate covers. So the Larfleeze really wasn't a Blackest Night.
No.
Yep. This is Blackest Night 2, a variant with Aquaman on it, and the dead.
Yeah, that's cool.
Riding
Oh,
the dead.
that's cool.
Dead Aquaman.
animals. Yep. And then a variant of number 5, which was Black Hand with the dead Batman.
Yes.
Yep. So
That's cool.
anyway, those are my Blackest Night collection. So Dark Evening precedes a Black Night. The Blackest. So
That's so
for
true.
those of you that don't have those books, you can collect them in a great omnibus where it has everything I just showed you, plus the Green Lantern issues and the Green Lantern core issues that tie in. And in the big omnibus that DC did, even though I bought that omnibus even after I have all the hardback books that collects everything, because the omnibus has everything in the proper order. So
Yeah.
Tony Harris art. I bought 3 JSA prints from him in Baltimore this year, Boosh, that I just framed, and so good. And I think one of those might have been my cover of the year last year, one of his JSAs that he did with those. And if you like Tony Harris, there's going to be a Starman. I can't remember if it's a one shot or if it's a little limited series, but Starman is coming back, and Tony Harris is doing the art.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
what I was going to ask. I said they're bringing it back with him. aren't
Yes, they are. So I'm looking really, really forward to that. And Wade von Grabringer, anyway, he will also be involved with it. So they're and Robinson will be writing it. So they're putting the band back together.
Yeah.
Four-man book
So let me ask you
they?
this.
They're on a mission from God.
on a mission from God. Yep.
How epic would you compare Blackest Night to that Hard Traveling Heroes?
Two different.
Two different.
It's two different.
Because 2 different approaches. I mean, story wise, I mean, it's just
Okay, story wise, for comic,
Oh. there you
I
go.
don't know what happened there.
what happened for?
He went offline for a minute.
I did.
No,
No, it was
Dan
me.
did.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. Oh, this is the killer. Jason did it. So it's, Blackest Night was an event,
Yes.
right? It was an event. The Hard Traveling Heroes was not an event. It was just a storyline. But for importance in comic history, Blackest Night can't touch the Hard Traveling Heroes.
I agree with that.
It can't touch it for social relevance. It can't touch it.
Mhm.
For superhero goodness, popcorn, entertainment,
Mhm.
action, Blackest Night is the bee's knees. But that's not what Hard Traveling Heroes was. Hard
No.
Traveling Heroes was a social commentary in a comic book.
Yeah.
It was deep issues like we've discussed before, that they talked about, racism and workers' rights, overpopulation, Native American rights,
Mhm.
ecological, companies that were destroying the ecology of the nation. They discussed some really deep themes, and the of that series, the couple issues that dealt with supervillains were the weak links in that series.
Yeah.
It's the one where they dealt with the issues, the drug abuse issue, like you just showed, the 86 and the 85. Oh my God, the pinnacle of that. And, just the realness of that when Green Arrow catches Speedy shooting up on heroin,
Yeah.
which he does, he hits him.
Yeah.
He smacks him around.
Yeah.
And then after he leaves in a rage, he's absolving himself of the blame. I don't know why that kid would do that. I did everything for that kid. He had no business, he's Green Arrow, who had been absent in his life, absolved himself of any blame in Speedy going down that route. I mean, my God, how real is that? So
It doesn't shy away from putting blame on the main characters too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And shows, and while Green Arrow and Hal are making themselves feel better by going after the people that were supplying Speedy the drugs,
Mhm.
Black Canary was taking Speedy in while he was dealing with the withdrawal,
Right.
his addiction, and she was being the one nurturing him while they were getting their little macho pose on, taking down the drug dealers. And there's a scene in that 86 that you showed where one of Speedy's friends overdoses. That is, oh my God, it's powerful. Where they show him shooting up and dying. But for comic relevance, Blackest Night cannot touch Hard Traveling Heroes,
Mhm.
right? But for entertainment purposes, I think Blackest Night is more entertaining, but deep and moving and poignant. You don't beat Hard Traveling Heroes.
Right.
So
I totally agree with that.
yeah, so it's what are you looking for? If you're looking for the summer blockbuster movie that you're going to walk out theater going, God damn, that was great, or if you're working for the drama that may win a Best Picture Oscar because it's character driven,
Yeah.
and it's a tough story and it's challenging to you as a
Mhm.
viewer, then it's Hard Traveling Heroes. So that's why I say it's tough to compare.
Yeah.
They're both important, but for historical perspectives, Hard Traveling Heroes is one of the top.
Okay.
I think it's one of the definitely top 5, maybe top 3 comic storylines there's ever been.
Mhm.
But like you said, that was a storyline, and Blackest Night was an
An
event.
event.
And there's
Event.
there's definitely
Best way to- yeah.
the difference between a storyline and something that just takes place in one book, maybe crosses over to 2 books, but it's just that it's a self-contained storyline. Whereas an event is something like it takes place in a regular book that kicks it off. There's the event book, like in this case, Blackest Night, and then there's a bunch of tie-in books.
Yep.
And even with those tie-in books, it might affect other ongoing books too. It might have an issue here or there, because that's how they used to do it back in the day. They would have like the event, and they wouldn't have all these mini series. They would just have the regular series have 1 or 2 issues that dealt with the event. Then they figured out like, hey, well, we can make people buy extra if we do those separate from the ongoing series.
Which is the great thing about the Blackest Night series, is even though they were doing that and they were making money on that, every damn story was quality.
Yeah.
Now, one other point about the Hard Traveling Heroes to show you how relevant and how ahead of its time it was, that book got canceled.
Yeah.
And I didn't even mention the fact that it brought Jon Stewart, a great African-American character, in the fold too,
Mhm.
which was a big deal. But that series got canceled. That Hard Traveling Heroes series had to finish as a backup feature in The Flash.
Mhm.
And there was a great storyline in there too, where Green Arrow accidentally killed a guy. He'd had an injury to his arm, and the injury flared up as he was shooting, and he killed a guy. And so he goes to an ashram, and he's sworn off violence. And I mean, that was a deep storyline.
Yeah.
That was a deep storyline. So for social relevance and importance to the industry, and this was that Hard Traveling Heroes was a book that showed a lot of people that comics weren't just kids' funny books.
Yeah.
It moved the industry forward a great deal. Even though the book got canceled, it gave the industry a lot of cred for putting out something that was so high quality. And I think a book like that paved the way for books, a dozen years later, like Mouse, and Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns. I think the relevance of that Hard Traveling Heroes had a lot to do with books that were, relevant, really relevant as literature. That the Hard Traveling Heroes to me is much more literature, and just like I said, to me, it's always going to have a hard spot. Ned, y'all feel that way about that too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Which I can't even add to that. I can't even add to that because that's 100% accurate. I threw the two together because I knew they were being different, but I wanted to hear your take on, how you rated them or how you felt about both of them. So,
it was a great question, and especially great because you can't compare them in the same. It's
apples and oranges.
Apples and oranges. Absolutely,
Yeah.
They're two different lanes, but
That's
each
right.
one of them great in its own right.
100%. 100%. How about you, Dan? What do you think?
No, you're right. I mean, it's like you said. I think it's a good analogy comparing the summer blockbuster to the movie that might make you think. Like, I look at like this, like what Hurt Locker, that won Best Picture, right? Or I know Catherine Bigelow won
Best Director
for it. Like, I watched it in the theater. I'm like, yeah, wow, this is a great movie. But I'm probably not going to go back and watch that a bunch of times. Armageddon is a stupid, cheesy popcorn movie. But if I'm sitting around bored and I'm channel surfing, I'm like, oh, Armageddon's on. Like, I'm going to kick back and read it. It's the same thing with that Hard Traveling Heroes. It's great. I read it. I might go back to it occasionally. But, like, if I'm just sitting down and wanting a fun read, Blackest Night's going to be one of those ones I pick up and I'm just be like, oh, man, it's like the cool action scenes and this, and there's still, there's still some emotional stuff, like some legit emotional stuff that happens.
There is.
Too.
There
is. Is messed up what they did to Captain Boomerang's son, but the stuff with Donna Troy and some other characters, there's some, there was some heavy stuff that happened in that too, but not on the same level. But it was like that great big superhero epic that it's just fun to read and see all that stuff.
Well, and going along with that analogy, just like you said, you will reread Blackest Night more. But when you think of like Armageddon and you think of Hurt Locker, like with me, there are scenes in Hurt Locker I don't ever need to see again that will resonate more to me emotionally than anything that, the dozen times you might have seen Armageddon. I mean, it's just same like with Hard Traveling Heroes. There are just scenes in there that even if you never read it again, that they're going to be ingrained in your mind so deeply that you'll never ever forget it, ever.
Right.
So,
yeah. Well, then let me ask you this: as far as like popcorn events go, what about Nightfall? Compared that to Blackest Night.
Oh, I think
Night's Return. What's that? Blackest Night still better
for me. I mean, look, I like
agree with that.
I picked Blackest Night over Crisis, even the original Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's how much I like Blackest Night.
Oh, I totally agree.
I think the original Crisis too. It's such a you can't be a casual fan and pick up Crisis and know what's going on. You have to have a pretty substantial knowledge of DC history to get what's going on. With Blackest Night, you have to know about the characters and that, but you don't have to have like the the huge base of knowledge that you have to pick up. To pick up and understand Crisis.
Yeah, especially when Perez is drawing hundreds of characters in every book.
Yes.
Yeah. There was one scene from Blackest Night though that I remember with Adam, and he actually shrinks down and goes inside a death ring, and he was trying to describe it, and it was like he was saying that it's like roots of a tree growing into the person that they're animating. It was it was pretty wicked. That's one of the scenes that really sticks with me.
The scene that sticks with me in Blackest Night is when Black Hand truly became a Black Lantern.
Yeah.
That page
was good too.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that was a jaw dropping page when you find out, when you see Black Hand become a Black Lantern, how he does it, what he does.
Now,
Wow.
what about, Mr. Keith said the DC one. Yeah, DC 1 million was a cool concept too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we got the Android Hourman out of that, which was a great character. It had a really fun solo series that unfortunately didn't last very long, but was still a cool series.
Do you have all the issues of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. Well, right. I think Rise Morales was on the art. I don't remember if he did the whole series, but I know he did at least the bulk of it.
Yeah,
and
I believe so.
And he was appearing in JSA at the same time too. I was going to say, with Blackest Night, how do you compare that to the follow-up to it, Brightest Day?
I think Blackest Night, I liked Brightest Day a lot, but I think Blackest Night was above it. And, one of the coolest things in Blackest Night was when there were a lot, meant a lot to me because there were certain dead characters that were resurrected that I have a lot of love for. Mm-hmm. And when those characters were resurrected, it was pretty amazing. And they had that big gatefold where it unfolded was awesome. And one of the most trippy things of all was to see Deadman alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a great storyline in Brightest Day with him and Dove and, and all the stuff, how it was, how all the characters had to play their parts in it for the story to end. I thought was really good. But yeah, that image where it showed him and it was like Hawkman and Hawkwoman and
Aquaman
and Aquaman and all of them there. It's like, oh, that's so cool. Yes, you brought them all back.
You brought them all back. And
you brought them all back, and it makes sense. Oh, so good.
It was absolutely. That's to me why it's my favorite event. It's my favorite event. It's kind of like, to me, as great as the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were.
Oh, and Firestorm. Yeah, that
was... the Black Firestorm, the Death Knight, the Death Lantern, Black Lantern.
Yeah, but when they brought Firestorm back, but the stuff that they had the Black Lantern Firestorm do was just brutal. To Jason's girlfriend was just.
Oh yeah,
that was beyond messed up.
It was.
Yes,
it was great, and just what a great series. I mean, I can't recommend that, but that you do have to have some DC history to read that, and you need the Green Lantern books that Johns was setting up to really appreciate it, where he's creating all the different color cores.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I will admit, I was not a huge fan of that, like all the different cores and the different rings, because I thought it kind of watered down the whole Green Lantern concept. But we've gotten a lot of really cool stories out of it since then. And DC has kind of, while it does still have the different colored rings out there, they've definitely stepped back from putting a huge focus on all the different cores, where it's like there's Green Lantern, and then the other ones, like, yeah, they're out there, but we're not really going to do a whole lot with them. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. Right. I was really hoping that they would do some type of quarterly book and just feature the other Lantern Corps in a quarterly book. I think that would be perfect if they do that. But
I saw what you did there, a quarterly book.
There you go. He was
a psycho.
Oh, God, yes.
Max Lord was brought back in that too.
Yep. Max
Lord was brought back. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Very good, guys. Very good.
Good stuff.
Indeed. Good show. All right. Anybody else have any final thoughts? Or we can probably wrap this one up and get to bed early.
All right.
Where's the Brown Lantern?
Where's the Brown? They're the only Lantern Corps that he hadn't created. That we had to create that, Richard.
We had to create them.
We had to create the Brown Lanterns.
The Brown Lanterns were all stuck in the latrine. They were all stuck in the bathrooms at the JLA Watchtower during the entirety of that crossover.
Right. The Brown Lanterns were they're from Uranus.
They were stuck in restrooms all over the place.
That's right.
Wawas, it doesn't matter. Gas stations everywhere.
Taco Bells.
Taco Bells.
Yeah, I was going to say when you get the rings and the Green Lantern ring, the ring shows up. It says like you have the ability to overcome great fear or show great willpower, and the red one is like you have the power to the ability to instill great rage, and the yellow ones you have the ability to instill great fear. Like if he just had this brown ring showing up in front of you, like I don't want to know what this is telling me.
You have the ability to
start yourself.
You have the ability to overcome abdominal distress.
All right, guys. All right, so I think we can go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you to everybody in the chat for sticking around with us tonight. I know it's a short one. Happy December. Happy December.
Oh, I like that. Diarrhea, that planet. Yeah, we got to save the planet Diarrhea. I think that's a water planet.
It might be.
I think it's in the same system as Bismol.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, Bismol. Exactly.
I don't even know what sector it is. Don't even tell me. I don't want to know. All right, folks.
Not a pleasant sector to be in.
Not a pleasant sector to be in. All right, folks. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this show tonight. I'm your host, Sal the Slab Guy. Right there is Dan the Man Kelly. Down below is the Ric Flair of comics.
Woo!
We will catch you guys next week. Next week on Thursday is our comic character of the week, and we'll be covering Mystique. So please check it out. We'll be there. And, of course, we still have the podcast on Wednesday. And then, of course, next Saturday night, we're going to be here showing off our weekly pools again. So we'll see you guys